So, when I was a kid, I would spend hours with my face in the water watching fish swim above beautiful coral reefs. It was amazing. But as I got older, I started to realize that the reefs around me were dying. And I wasn't the only one. In fact, worldwide, more than 1/3 of our coral reefs have been lost to climate change. In 2005 alone, 50% of the reefs that I grew up with died in a single summer. And this loss is really what motivated me to get out of the ocean and into the classroom to learn more about coral reefs. And I can now tell you that their loss stemmed from many factors, including pollution, coastal development, disease outbreaks, sedimentation, overfishing, global warming, and so on. Their loss is actually a loss for us too, since healthy reefs protect the coastline from large crashing hurricane-sized waves, act as a nursery for many commercially important fish species, and attract tourism to otherwise impoverished countries. In fact, worldwide, coral reefs are valued at more than $10 trillion per year in the ecosystem services that they provide us. And so imagine a future without reefs. We're going to be the ones that have to pick up that tab. And that would be pretty unfortunate. But luckily, a lot of businesses and organizations are starting to realize this, and we're now actively working to restore coral reefs by farming them in the laboratory or out in the open ocean, and then transplanting them back onto degraded reefs. In fact, the Nature Conservancy and Mote Marine Laboratories recently partnered up to transplant 1 million corals in the next 15 years. But won't these corals just die again if we just transplant them back onto degraded reefs without addressing the environmental stressors that caused their loss in the first place? And if you're thinking that, you're probably right. We need to ameliorate the environment as well. But it's difficult to do that when we don't know exactly what caused the death on a specific reef, when multiple stressors all have a similar symptom, a dead coral. So, a dead coral. For example, I had a headache the other week and Googled my symptoms on WebMD, and after looking at the causes, I wasn't sure if I had brain cancer, a carbon monoxide poisoning, or was just suffering from a strong hangover. But luckily, for us humans, we have molecular tests that'll tell you exactly what we're suffering from just a small tissue sample. And so in my PhD at UCSC, I'd like to create a similar test so we can rapidly identify the stressors, work to fix them, and in doing so, protect our reefs. Thank you.